Alleyoop is one of the world's largest appointment setting or sales development firms in the world. So we have companies that come to us that need more appointments on their calendar. And so we work and integrate with them and their sales teams to go ahead and do exactly that.
You're like a firm that's actually helping companies then get those leads they need in order to develop themselves and be able to grow their revenue.
We have 150 SDRs on our sales floor booking appointments each and every single day. We make over 1 million cold calls a month for our clients.
How have you been able to make sure the market knows what you're offering?
We actually drink our own Kool-Aid. So we have our own appointment setters that are booking meetings for our own brand and our own closers.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Andres Figueira and I'm going to be your host for the day. This show is brought to you by the Global Talent Company, helping fast-growing teams hire exceptional remote talent from Argentina, South Africa, and beyond. We connect companies with world-class professionals who bring skill, reliability, and a global perspective to every role. And just for our listeners, we're offering an exclusive 10% discount on your first hire. All you need to do is visit globaltalent.co, click Start Hiring, and mention the podcast listener discount when we reach out. And today with me here, I am speaking with Gabe Lullo, Chief Executive Officer of Alleyoop, a firm that's helping companies maximize ROI through lead generation, relationship management, and event support. So with that said, Gabe, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Andreas. I appreciate it. We're big fans of what you guys do, and we appreciate all that you do for the marketplace, and excited to be on the show, man.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate those words of kindness. And Gabe, just so that we can hit the ground running, would you be able to tell us a bit more about yourself, your background, how you came to be Chief Executive Officer at Alleyoop, and just what Alleyoop does in your own words?
Yeah, so I've been in sales for 25 years, dating myself, I guess, by saying that. But I started off in recruiting, very similar to what you guys do. I had an executive recruiting firm focusing on hiring executives. And then it morphed into a sales training company. And after about 10 to 12 years of doing that right out of college, I sold those businesses and got involved into this company. I started working here on the sales floor, ironically, and moved my way up, and then eventually took over the top spot of CEO. And so it's been a whirlwind, but a lot of fun along the way. Now, though, Alleyoop is one of the world's largest appointment setting or sales development firms in the world. So we have companies that come to us that need more appointments on their calendar. And so we work and integrate with them and their sales teams to go ahead and do exactly that. So we've helped found, sales development teams for companies like ZoomInfo and Outreach and Orem and Adobe Sign, and then, hundreds of others, startups as well.
Wow, that is so cool. So you're like a firm that's actually helping companies then get those leads they need in order to develop themselves and be able to grow their revenue or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, many companies come to us and they don't have the capacity or capital to hire a 5, 10, 15 person SDR team when they start their business to bring their business to market. So when they can actually come to us and use our services at a much lower price point, and we have still the opportunity to generate, if not more leads than they would do it themselves. So our abilities to do that, we have 150 SDRs on our sales floor booking appointments each and every single day. We make over 1 million cold calls a month for our clients. And that's a little bit about, how we're able to deliver services and leads to the clients that need them.
Wow, that is so cool. 1 million cold calls a month is a bunch. It really
Yeah,
is
it's a
a
lot of
lot.
cold calls, which is interesting because, it works. A lot of people say, does anyone pick up the phone anymore? Well, yeah, actually they do. But it's more difficult now to get into an inbox than it is to pick up a phone and talk to somebody. So filtering systems, AI tools, AI spam, there's a lot of noise. There's emails that are AI that are being sent to inboxes that are being monitored and filtered by AI. So we have AI talking to AI and nothing's getting done right now in the inbox. So our ability to stand out with a human element, whether it's of sending a voice note or sending a video note or actually cold calling that person and saying, hey, I'm Gabe, I'm on the other line, I need to talk to you. That's what's resonating right now, and that's what we do for our clients.
Wow, that is so cool. And that actually aligns with something I've been thinking about a bunch because I know that AI has turned everything so easy to do that what is digital is it has lost a bit of importance, and the analog way of doing things is something that matters more now. So actually being able to hop on a call and talk to somebody in person or like it live, it really has a lot of value nowadays with all the noise that AI is making. So I totally understand what you mean there. I really feel there really is a hook there with what you guys are doing. And Gabe, in terms of the clients you guys take and help out, is it only in the United States or do you work internationally with with all types of clients?
Yeah, we have clients all around the world. So we're a global business. We have
Okay.
reps and clients globally, and we serve them accordingly. So we pair up our teams with the prospecting market that we're going into. So if a European client wants to penetrate the US, we're going to put our teams in the US to market into those areas. So obviously, culture, language, all of that is matching, and vice versa. If we're going into LATAM or if we're going to EMEA, we want our teams and our efforts to be aligned in those markets. But yeah, we're a global entity for now.
Okay, and is what's it called? Do you take on a certain type of client in terms of the industry that they serve, or is that also something that doesn't matter and you can take on and help out anybody?
Yeah, if the appointment or a discovery call is in the sales journey and you're selling to a human in an enterprise or B2B fashion, then we can serve them. So we like to
Okay.
say we're industry agnostic, right? So we can provide services to service-based companies. We can provide them to software, SaaS, AI companies. We've had 1,600 companies come to us over the last 18 years that we've built an appointment setting function on. So if it's a product-led growth company, or if it's a self-serve company, or if it's a B2C company, we don't touch that. But if we're selling to an executive buyer and it is a demo that's on the calendar to actually sell that product or service to, then a human appointment setter is beneficial, and that's what we focus on.
You really have it all thought out, and it's like very niche what you guys are doing, but feel it's like a no-brainer. And in terms of how you get the word out for companies to know they can use you guys, how have you been able to make sure the market knows what you're offering?
Yeah, so we actually drink our own Kool-Aid. So we have our own appointment setters that are booking meetings for our own brand and our own closers. We also have a massive reselling channel as well. So there's a lot of fractional CROs out there. There's a lot of fractional CMOs, and there's a lot of account executives who want to work part-time in high-ticket sales. So we actually work with a huge reselling team. We have over 500 resellers that are a part of our network, and they can make money for selling our services. But additionally, we're also booking our own appointments. And then lastly, we do a lot of content. I've done over 400 podcasts over the last few years alone. We have over 1 million followers across my team on LinkedIn. We post consistently, and through organic social content, through our reselling channel and our own appointment setters booking for us, our own brand, that's where we're getting our leads from and how we're able to grow our business.
I love that you're drinking your own Kool-Aid, but that means that it works and that you're able to actually vouch for what you guys are offering. So I love that. And Gabe, do you have any example or do you know of like a piece of content you guys made that really resounded with the public, that it went kind of viral or anything like that that you can maybe give us some insight on?
Yeah, absolutely. So I have a few, and I can jump in it right now. So ZoomInfo is a great story, right? Everyone knows ZoomInfo. They're the number one data provider in the world. They're global in scale, multi-billion dollars in revenue, publicly traded. And we all know that to be ZoomInfo today. But when I met them, they were a very small company, privately held, just a startup, and they had zero appointment setters booking meetings for them. They were relying 100% of their full cycle sales team to do the prospecting. So when we met them, about 2013, we said, hey, we can give you more at bats. We can book appointments with VPs of sales, VPs of marketing. And if you can get more at bats on your calendar, would you sell more? And the obvious answer was yes. So that relationship is still to this day exists, where we've been working with them over a decade and almost a decade and a half now, helping them with different campaigns to scale into the multi-billion-dollar company they are today.
I understand now what you guys are doing, the reason behind it, and how it is actually working. So now what I would love to know as well is how big is the team that you have helping you out with this whole endeavor? Because I feel it really is a very big project, and it's been going on for a while. So, how big is actually Alley-oop?
So we partner with over 150 appointment setters. These are real people making cold calls each and every single day. That is, of course, the engine that makes this all work. And then we have a team of managers, sales trainers, coaches. We have a team of campaign directors, and of course, operations as well. So right now we're a little over 200 employees within our company and looking to actually double in size. We've grown significantly over the last handful of years, and we're looking to do the same over the next handful.
Are those 200 workers in the company, are you a remote first company? I would imagine you are, but just wanted to double check in case you do have headquarters somewhere or if it's just a.
Yeah, it's funny. We started in an office, my hometown in upstate New York. We pretty much grew out of that office. We had to open up another office, and then we, decided, let's go regional, and we started opening up two more offices. And I walked into the office. This was 2017. I walked in the office, and everyone was at their desk on a Zoom call. And I'm like, what the heck? Why are we all walking into an office to sit on a Zoom call and no one's talking to each other? Everyone's talking on Zoom calls. So we made the conscious decision to go remote in 2018. And
Wow.
it was complete luck that, we did it the timing right, because COVID obviously happened right the year after. And we were, everyone was forced to go into that position. So we did it completely by design. So we didn't have to have, one, again, the overhead of having an office, and most importantly, the recruiting opportunities to recruit talent around the world, where we didn't have to worry about, like I said, having a local talent only. So we're a fully remote company now today, and we love it. We're not going back, and it's been good. And technology, of course, is what allows us to keep the glue, to keep all of our communication together, and we really believe in remote first work.
Once you have your people that you decided that you wanted to work, you're hiring talent then based on the time zones that you require help in due to clients that arrive that you want to help, or how does hiring work for you guys?
We keep it on one time zone. It gets too discombobulated when it comes to like managing teams from all different time zones. We believe in a Salesforce, physical Salesforce culture. So we're working together. Again, same what you would get in an office on having everyone there doing the same thing and next to each other. That does breed a lot of great culture, a lot of great training, a lot of great activity. It motivates people. I look at it like basketball. Again, we're called Alleyoop, which is a basketball term. But if you're working on the court, playing the game at the same time with your colleagues, that's where the magic happens. So we run it on one time zone, and there's people that are in Africa and in Europe and in Ireland and in Australia and in California, all running on the same time zone. So we don't care where you live. We don't care what internet connection you're plugged into. You can work anywhere. You could be a nomad if you like. But the one requirement we do have is we all work on the same time zone, because it's such a team-focused environment. Now, if it's project specific, or if it's something where you can do the work without other people helping you, I totally believe in, time zone, freedom. But in our world, we have to all work collectively. And that's why we keep the time zone static no matter where you live.
How, besides being in the same time zone as CEO, how are you able to maintain and uplift company culture when it feels a bit disconnected?
Video is our friend. So salespeople actually like other people. Many of them are extroverted people. Now, we have a lot of great introverted salespeople. I'm not saying we only hire extroverts. Actually, some of our best reps are introverts. But salespeople like other people. And so what we do, and we actually invest in this, if someone doesn't have a really good webcam or a computer that doesn't provide great video communication, we buy them a brand new 4K camera on their first day, and we supply them with camera communication. So seeing the person on the other line, we have a camera on policy, is super important. Reading body language, looking at people's eyes, understanding what's making them tick. If they're having a bad day, if they're being distracted, you can tell all of that through human body language.
Of
And so
course.
you can't communicate like I'm communicating to you through camera it's much more difficult than it is to train, motivate, and assist. So we're very bullish on having a camera on policy, as well as investing in technology to people who may not have it available to them.
Of course. Now, and it really does humanize the experience and creates more connection when you are able to see somebody in the eyes, and when you're mentioning something, see them nod or see them if they have doubts. Like, I totally agree with the reading of the micro expressions in the person, because it is an unspoken way to get the message across as well. So it really is needed to have a good camera. And Gabe, a segue I like to use this as a segue to my next topic, which is about AI. Whenever I talk about teams and I start talking about AI, because I would just love to know how you guys at Alleyoop, if there's any insight you can provide of processes you've been able to create with AI, or how it's helping you guys out, and how it's maximizing efficiency.
I mean, AI is absolutely our friend. It is definitely not our foe, meaning it's not being replacing of our team, but it absolutely is augmenting and enhancing our team. We're able to hire people and train them up faster with AI. I'll give you one example. We have a technology that is literally a sparring partner. So it's a prospect that we've trained where a brand new employee has to actually spar and battle that AI bot, and we can turn up the intensity and the difficulty or turn it back down. It's like a video game. So can you get the bot to say yes to a demo? And so they're going back and forth with that, and it's exciting. And we monitor, we can actually track, and we can score their abilities. We also have battle cards and track abilities on every call. So when a call is done, we can actually see how that call was scored and giving them exact feedback on what they could do differently and better on the next call. There's battle cards that are being pulled up on a live call as well and saying, hey, say this, say that, say this, say that. So there's a lot of things that AI is doing, and there's so much more that is enabling and enhancing our reps to get them, again, be more effective faster. So the ramp up time of hiring is much shorter, which of course is super important for us so we can deliver for our clients.
Well, this is the first time I've heard of a sparring partner with AI. That is so cool, man. And did you guys like develop that within Alleyoop and its proprietary technology, or did you get that from somewhere?
So we are client number one of the technology. So it is a partnership. It's not our product. It's not our
Okay.
AI, but it is a vendor that we work very closely with, and we were their first customer, and we've worked really closely with developing it for our use case. But it is something that is sold to companies like ours.
Wow. And has anybody been able to sell or get the AI to agree in the max intensity mode, or is this something that is undoable?
No, it's possible, but our best reps are the ones that have been able to beat it. It's like I'm an old guy, so it's like Mike Tyson punch out back in the day, right? It's like can you get to the final level? And yeah, we have a lot of fun with it. But to your point, like you're laughing and going and being excited about it, we're just as excited. We're just as enthusiastic about it. We think it's so cool, but the result is okay, we don't have to triple investments on a manager who has to manage all of these trainings. We can lower that head count and then yet still get just as better, if not great results. And yet we still are using the AI to enhance human development. But again, it's all about training and it's about having fun. But yeah, we've had some people knock it out.
Wow. I'm not like I really am like blown away. I had not heard that. This is a first. So really congratulate you guys for taking that on, because I'm imagining like the kung fu doll that you're practicing with, and it's just AI and making you do sales pitches and stuff. But it must be amazing, man. And in terms of Gabe, how many clients do you work with? Like how many clients do you have right now with Alleyoop?
We have 157 campaigns running simultaneously right now, and that ranges between anywhere from the lowest has one rep to our highest client has 15 reps. So our average client is about three to four reps per client. So that's how we are able to do that. Yeah.
Okay, and clients, have you seen like an average of time that they spend with you guys, or is this a long-term relationship that is done? Because I believe I heard that you've had a client for 10 years and even more. So is it usual that clients just stay that long with you guys?
Yeah, it's interesting because it's usually very different and exactly the opposite. So clients come for us for two reasons, and again, they're polar opposites. They come to us because they do want to eventually build this in-house. So they start with us, we build the function, we run it. They're not big enough yet to do it themselves. So we're building that for them. And eventually they're able to take it over and in-house. And what's great about our career path is they can actually buy out our campaign and hire the team and bring it in-house. So that's a really exciting opportunity. And that usually lasts about 18 months of that client's tenure. And then we have other clients who've done this before, who've managed it and run it, and it's either not working or too expensive, or they're churning out reps every single 6 months, and it's just not sustainable and a big headache. So for those companies who don't want to run it in-house, outsource it to us, and those are usually a significant multi-year client, and that's how we handle our client relationships.
What is the country where you find that you're getting most clients, or that you feel most clients want to serve that market? Is it the US, or I'm just curious if it might be somewhere
Yeah,
else?
I mean, we start in the US, and I'm in the US, but we have a lot of clients in the US. The US, I would say, is by far the most open, and the rules are the most, lax when it comes to cold calling and cold prospecting. When you look at other markets, cold calling, cold prospecting isn't as prevalent and may be more regulated, or may just not be as accepted. So those markets we try to stay away from. But Europe, Canada, Australia, into Dubai, and of course into the US are markets that typically are really good for cold calling and cold prospecting, and that's where we typically stay.
You, as a CEO, I see that we are at March 30th, so Q1 is gone. It's practically over. Tomorrow shall be the last day. But I would love to know then, as CEO of Alleyoop, what is your main objective? Or if it's several, it's okay too. But what is your main objective to accomplish for the company towards the end of this year?
And yeah, we have big objectives right now. Our reselling program is a huge objective. We started that 2 years ago. We've scaled it to 500 resellers. That's not even a tip of the iceberg of what's available to us. So we're doubling down on building that out, and actually attracting more resellers to our company, and providing them best-in-class compensation on a part-time basis. Of course, enhancing our technology and our tech stack. We are always evaluating, like that tool that we talked about with our sparring partner. We're always looking and evaluating ways that we can do things and do more with less, but not, of course, dequalify the more. And
Of
then
course.
thirdly, we want to make sure that our clients, continually pick us over our competitors. So what can we do that's a differentiator in the market? Some of the things we do, like I said, is we have our reps are hireable to our clients. That's very unique in the industry. Doubling down on, human-based prospecting. That's very unique and expensive, but it also is most effective. So doubling down on that and ways we can do it. I'll give you one example of, we partnered with another technology company, and we're helping them co-develop a way where you can do voice and video notes directly through LinkedIn without having to create links or off-platform, landing pages. So voice and video technically is getting a 5 to 7 times response rate than a text-based DM on LinkedIn. So, all of these companies like Ample Market and Apollo, and now just recently HeyReach, they're getting kicked out of LinkedIn. Literally multi-million-dollar companies are getting kicked out of LinkedIn because all they're doing is doing more and more automation. And automation is just, to me, more spam. So what can
Mhm.
we do different than all the spam bots that are out there? Well, we've thought of, well, let's do voice and video notes, and let's make that super relevant, and that's what's going to cut through the noise, and we find that it does. So those are the things and initiatives that we're focusing on right now between now and the end of the year.
And yeah, with that said, we're almost at the end of the show, but just wanted to say thank you, Gabe, for hopping on with us, for being able to tell us your story, all of your insights, everything about Alleyoop and how you guys are working. I feel that the audience is going to get a real kick out of this one. So thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it being a part of it, and looking forward to helping anyone want to get to know us a little bit more. We're around, and let me know.
Well, that is also what I was going to close this out with. If somebody hearing us is interested in what you guys are providing, Gabe, what would be the best way they could contact you guys?
Yeah, because we're in the B2B space, LinkedIn is our social channel of choice. I post twice a day, every day. I have a team that posts more than me, and it's pretty epic. But if you ever need anything from me, shoot me a note. I'm maxed out on my connections, but if you can send me a note with a message on it and say that you checked out the show and you've heard about it, do that. I will see that and I will respond and we can communicate.
With that said, Gabe, I won't take up any more of your time. And once more, thank you so much, man, for hopping on with us.
Thanks, buddy. Talk to you soon.
No problem. And to anybody who is here as well listening, thank you for being here too, and for coming on each episode to learn about the different personalities that we're talking to and all the different industries that we're learning about. So with that said, have a good one.